guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is a fun one. We are doing a full review and demo, a dedicated review and demo on one of my absolute favorite holy grail items that I've ever owned, and that is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless foundation. I cannot believe that I've never ever done a dedicated review here on my channel. I know it's been featured in many tutorials, many favorite videos. I think I've also had it in a top 5 video as well, but it does not have a full video, which is just nuts because it is truly one of my absolute holy grail items. So nonetheless, let's just jump right into this review. It's a good one, so be sure to keep on watching. I always have to put a little towel down because I'm a little messy. All right, let's just dive right in. I can't believe, I'm so shocked that this is my first time ever doing a dedicated review on the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless foundation because I've just talked about it for so many years and in so many different capacities. Tutorials, favorite videos, top 5 foundations, you know, those types of styles. But I've actually never sat down and shown a full demo and exclusive review on this product, which I think is so nuts. And I realized it when after I posted a reel dedicated to it, but a reel is like 30 seconds of me, you know, on Instagram. I wanted to do something a little bit more thorough for you, as I know a lot of people love this foundation, and I don't blame you. I love it too. It is truly amazing. So spoiler alert, this is one of my absolute favorite foundations. Drugstore, high-end, doesn't matter. It has always been one of my go-tos. It is just such a great foundation to have in your collection. It is affordable. I usually find it on sale for $6.99 at Walmart. The shade range is impeccable, and just the formulation of this product is just bang on. So good. So let's just jump right in. I have 3 shades today to show you. 3 is nothing because there are 40 shades in this collection, which is amazing. One of the best collections shade-wise at the drugstore level, and even has surpassed so many at the high-end level. Maybelline really did an amazing job with their shade range. Nonetheless, I have 3. I'll still show you the 3 so you can see, but again, visit their website, maybelline.ca, and they have like all their shades there. And also, I believe they have like a shade pick helper, but I'll also give you a tip on that too. So the 3 shades that I have here today are 220 Natural Beige, 228 Soft Tan, and 230 Natural Buff. These are really the 3 shades that I use summer to winter, depending on how much sun I get and how my tan is doing. Right now my tan's doing not so bad, so I'll probably do 228 today, but 220 is really the shade that I use like all fall and winter long. It's the shade that gets the most use from me. All right, so we'll start with 220, 228, just has a little bit more golden warmth to it, and 230. So these are the 3 shades. As you can see, 228 is the most warm. 220 is also a warm undertone, but it has a little bit less of that golden to it. 230 actually pulls a little bit more of a peach undertone, which is very interesting. So just the 3 of them, they're very similar, very comparable, but just so you can see them on my skin, I'm just going to dot some on my face. So this is 220 here, just gonna do a few dots on one side of the face, and then I'll go in with 228 and do a few more dots. This is gonna be way too much foundation, I know it. Okay, so I've just dotted a little bit. This is probably the equivalent to like maybe 3/4 of a pump. I'm going to go ahead in with my beauty blender to blend this out. One thing that I love about this foundation is it blends like a dream. It is so nice how easy it blends. I'm gonna do a bit on my forehead. Okay, so that is what one layer is looking like, and I'm really liking the coverage that it gives. This definitely is a medium to buildable foundation. It really just covers all the discoloration on your face. It is a bit more coverage than your typical like BB cream, of course, because it is more of a foundation. I have used this foundation also with a brush. I do find applying it with a beauty blender does make it feel a little bit lighter weight, if that makes sense. I just feel like it blends so nicely into the skin with a beauty blender. It still looks lovely with a brush, but my choice would be the beauty blender just because it makes it feel like almost nothing's on your skin. So again, this is what one layer of foundation is looking like. just to give a side by side. As you can see, a lot of the discoloration around my nose is completely gone. Around my eyes, helped a lot. Still need some concealer, but it definitely helped. You can see that on my cheeks where I have a lot of freckles, it is just blurred out completely. They still poke through, which I personally love. I love that look. I just think that it looks really clean and nice. I'm gonna take a smidgen more of 228 and just put it right on the cheek area, just to give a smidgen more coverage. Perfect. So love this. I'm gonna go ahead and do the exact same thing. Take a little bit of 220. This is what I would say like 1.5 layers of foundation is looking like. I do add a little bit more just on my cheek areas just to make it look completely blended, beautiful canvas to go ahead with my next steps of my makeup process. I love the color match. Combining the two I think really works nicely for my current tanning situation. So really love that. I think that it just makes your skin look so healthy. Like even as a matte foundation, like look at the glow that I still have. So one thing I will say is I have combo to oily skin. So that is one of the biggest reasons why I love this foundation, is because it's super versatile. So it is a matte foundation, but I don't find it's matte to the point where I feel dry and like I can't move my face. Sometimes some really matte foundations make me feel like really almost like stiff. So although it does dry matte, and specifically in my T-zone areas, I still can feel that the foundation is very lightweight and has a touch of hydration to it as well, which is really nice. I would almost classify it more of a natural finish, but once I set and stuff like that, you can definitely tell that it is a little bit more on the matte spectrum, if that makes sense. But if you are somebody who has combo to oily skin like me, I would highly recommend this foundation to you because of the versatility in that formulation. I just love the way it feels on my skin all day long. It is one of the best foundations I've ever tried for like office wear. You have to have your foundation on for 10 hours. You know, you drive in, you're at the office 8 hours, you drive home. It will look good all day. This is definitely my #1 foundation for that purpose. I'm going to jump off camera, finish the rest of my makeup. I'm gonna add concealer, blush, highlight, all those good things, and I will jump on and talk a little bit more about this foundation. All right, I am back and I have finished up the rest of my makeup and I'm super happy with how it's looking. Honestly, I am very familiar with this foundation, so it wasn't shocking or any surprise how other products laid on top of it, because it is a foundation that I gravitate towards, I would say, at least once a week. But let's talk a little bit more about the foundation itself. So as you can see, it definitely gives a medium coverage once you combine it, especially with your other products such as concealer. I like to set it with a loose translucent powder that has 0 coverage. So the only coverage that I'm really getting is from the foundation and the concealer. After that, I go in with my typical bronzer, blush, and highlight, and a little bit of eye makeup, lip, and I am done. So let's talk a little bit more about the foundation itself. So we did talk about how amazing the shade range is. As I mentioned, I had 3 out of the 40 shades to show you a little swatch. I'll insert a little picture to show you the range that this foundation has. Let's talk a little bit about the packaging. That is really, I would say, the only con that I have towards this foundation is the packaging. I don't mind the glass tube. The glass tube is actually quite excellent. It has a twisty cap on it, which I love, because when you're at the drugstore, let me just show you really quickly. So a little trick that I do have when it comes to glass bottles, those are absolutely key, because it is super easy to shade match yourself at the drugstore, especially right now. Since COVID, I have yet to see a drugstore, at least in my area in Ontario, have testers available again. Or if you're somebody who is just uncomfortable using testers, this is a trick for you. So if you have a foundation at home that is a glass bottle, or you can at least see through it and you know that is the actual shade, you can bring that with you, whether it is almost empty, full, you just want another foundation, but the color is your shade and you love that color, bring it with you to the drugstore and put them up next to the colors. You'll be able to really quickly figure out which shade is gonna work best for you. Sometimes when you get to the drugstore, looking at all the foundation tubes can be a bit overwhelming when you're not sure of your shade, so bringing one that you know from home and comparing it will be really helpful. So that's just one tip, and the packaging for that allows you to do that, which is awesome for shade matching when you're at the drugstore and you're just not too sure. The only con about the packaging is that it is not a pump. It doesn't have a pump. For me, I won't pass by a foundation because it doesn't have a pump, but it is a con, just because a few different reasons. One, a pump is really, really easy to get the product out of the bottle in a really clean way. It also allows you to have a little bit more control when it comes to how much product is being released from the bottle. There's so many times, so many horror stories when I've had my bottle and I'm trying to get some out and then all of a sudden it spills. And that's why with this foundation, I take it on one finger and dot it on. Whereas a lot of my other foundations, I don't do it that way. But for this one, it works best just because the fact that it doesn't have a pump. Now, one big reason why I forgive this foundation for not having a pump is the price. So as I mentioned earlier, I can usually find this foundation and actually quite a few of the other Fit Me products, such as the powder, on sale at Walmart for around $6.99. It used to be $5.99. Now I've not seen it drop that low. I've seen it more so around the $6.99 Canadian mark. So because of that, I am more willing to forgive the no pump on the packaging because it is extremely affordable. There's no other foundation at the drugstore that is that affordable that I've seen that works this well. A lot of the other drugstore foundations that are even Maybelline products that are at the same level of longevity formulation and work super well are now starting to hit that $16, $17, $18, $20 mark, Canadian again, which is fine because that is kind of the average price. But then you have this one that's just $6.99. It's such a bargain. I don't understand why, but that is one reason why I'm super willing to forgive the no pump on the packaging. So that's pretty much all I have to say about the packaging. The price we've talked about, the shade range we've talked about, the formulation, again, is super amazing. I would definitely say that this foundation will last you 10 to 12 hours of wear time. You might find yourself blotting a little bit over lunch, but nothing out of the ordinary. This foundation stays put. It doesn't move around, especially around your nose, mouth areas. I'm the type of person that when I talk, I make a lot of facial expressions. So one of the biggest problems that I have with foundations is finding ones that don't completely sink into my laugh lines immediately. This foundation really holds up. So I can have a full day of meetings. This is the foundation I'm wearing because I know that as I talk, as I make facial expressions, as I, whatever, am engaging in conversation, that foundation is not going to be completely in my smile laugh lines after an hour. So definitely a pro if you are somebody who has those problems with the smile lines, or maybe it's around your eyes, on your forehead. If you're a very expressive person, I highly recommend this foundation. So anyways, that is going to wrap up this review and demo. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, I cannot believe that I have never done a full dedicated review for this product. It has been so many years that I've been making videos here on my channel, and I feel like this product has been a part of my channel for so long. So shortly after I posted that reel on Instagram, I realized that I absolutely had to add it to my list of reviews for my YouTube channel because it is a foundation that absolutely deserves a full review. So I know it's not a new product, but it is definitely a holy grail product that I think every single person should have in their collection. Honestly, that is how amazing it is. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review and demo. Be sure to subscribe, and of course, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.